Hey guys, what's up? Pork Chopper here, and today we are looking at poor old Iggy and seeing after his changes if he is actually viable or not. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Iggy after the changes, which I'll get to in a second. Is he good or is he still bad? Is he viable or not? And do remember that he is actually going to probably work later down the line, so these changes are just for now. First, let's detail what they changed with Iggy and Scorch. First, his oil slick. They have worked up the movement speed to 100 at all levels, and his flame turret base damage has been increased a substantial amount. For example, at level 4 it now does 750 damage instead of 540 over the course of the flame turret duration, being 10 seconds. Except for that, nothing else has been changed for him. His oil slick buff is really nice. One of the biggest issues before is, well, he felt like a statue in a very mobile game, meaning if caught off guard and had to retreat, it honestly did nothing before, but this definitely means it can gain some distance to or from his enemies. Upgrading it increases the duration like before, so that it has 4 seconds at level 4 sounds good to me. Flame turret buff means they pack a very heavy punch now. Of course it deals that damage over 10 seconds, so it's not that crazy and still gives 60 card point experience for destroying one. The buff is cool, but like the title says, is he viable? Well, I guess so is the answer to that. He should be played in the off lane in my opinion. He can defend lane super well. Once he adds some damage and mana into his deck, he has great sustainability so he can stay in the lane for very long periods of time. Mid lane he would get bullied more by the other casters like Harry and Gideon, and especially Gadget, as a Seek and Destroy can destroy his turret in seconds, completely destroying him with any of his real kit. To build him, you want to have mostly damage to help making those turrets deal a big chunk of damage. For example, you can make it easily surpass 1000 damage per turret. Iggy and Scorch is still a very mana hungry hero though. I wish he had the intellect affinity honestly. Some great cards are like Teleblink for mobility, and some cards to help him out with mana problems such as Solar Reactor and Amp Crystal. For health you do want to add a bit on also, not too much, but you definitely are easy target in fights, so you want to make sure you don't die before you have an impact. As the Witch is another great card for him. Slowing enemies with hits by turrets makes it easier to keep them in the turret death pool for longer. With his playstyle, you want to get in between your opponent and their safety area. Place turrets down and wait for them to pass through them, then use your oil for the big damage. On weaker heroes you can ruin their health. Even your ult has a knockback effect. Yes, it does like literally still no damage and has terrible scaling, but the knockback effect's kind of nice. Use that to keep them where you want them and just keep applying those turrets down and hope for the rest. His time to kill is just so slow, like I saw suggested above. But you can solo Raptors pretty much with him, though farming / split pushing are great on him, even though actually killing heroes is his biggest problem. Reminds me a bit of his former self on Legacy with the way he can actually farm however. You can see in team fights what damage I can do, and honestly if you just throw your turrets down just right there and create some sort of defense for your team, it can help you push up and stay in those fights. Melee heroes should be more cautious than before entering those turrets, as it can deal big amounts of damage. Imagine if there was 3 turrets there and each one does 1000 damage over 10 seconds. If you're in there for 5 seconds, you're going to get hurt pretty badly. And honestly, there really isn't much else to say here. I think he is more useful than he was before, but a proper rework is on the way, and any hero can beat up Iggy at the moment with little to no problem. So I hope the rework keeps Iggy Iggy, but changes so he definitely playable at high levels without having a million draft abort, which is super annoying. I want him to be able to still have his turret and maybe change his ultimate a bit, but I still want him to be the unique hero he is. Right now you have a lot of long poking casters, and he definitely adds something else to that caster roster, just like Bellica does in her own way. So overall, Iggy and Scorch still needs some love, but definitely is more usable now in my opinion. So thank you guys very much for watching, and like always, I'll see you next time.